This is a movie review?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you people. All right.
Welcome back to another edition of the She Will podcast. Today we're going to review the new movie starring Eddie Murphy and Nia Long
Eddie.
and Jonah Hill.
Eddie.
You People.
That's right. You People is a film written and directed by Kenya Barris.
And Jonah Hill, right?
And Jonah Hill, co-written by Jonah Hill. I think it's their project.
I saw today where it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it doesn't.
That's what they're saying.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. So let's get right into it. All right? You want to give the synopsis? You're good at that.
Okay, You People is a film starring Jonah Hill and Lauren London. Jonah Hill is a podcaster similar to us, who is Caucasian, Jewish, and he meets a young lady, Lauren London, by accidentally getting into her car, thinking it was an Uber, just like a creepy white man would. And from there on, for some reason, Lauren London likes him and says agrees to go on a date. They do that. Jonah's family is Jewish. Laura's family is African American Muslim. So the film goes into the dichotomy of
we like that word.
That relationship and merging and blending the two families and the conflict that comes with that.
Very intense cultural differences as far as the being Jewish and Muslim.
Yeah, they
right?
picked Muslim, huh?
Like, yeah, they
Black
made
Muslim.
it. They went hard in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are they white, but they're Jewish. Not only are they black, but they're Muslim. So they intensified the differences.
Every anomaly you could think of.
Oh, every dichotomy and anomaly, all those things that you could think of, they just went right in. I guess we could do this a little more formal. Let's get into our character analysis.
Character analysis. Woo!
Yes. So let's deal with Amira.
Amira, played by Lauren London, the first lady of the hood.
And I saw her. I did see her on Jimmy Fallon. And I guess Kenya's saying that this is going to be like her breakout performance, like a Julia Roberts kind of deal.
This is going to be our next. I said Julia Roberts, but
yes.
I feel like people.
You see it like that?
Kenya's trying to sell his film, huh?
Yeah.
I heard Kenya say a lot of stuff. I also heard Kenya say nobody auditioned for this film.
He just chose who he thought would be great. Okay, so as far as the character analysis, I'll be honest. I think a lot of times when you do, in my opinion, when you do the character analysis, there's some depth to the characters. Maybe there's some understanding. Like when we did Best Man, like we could kind of draw from something, but there's nothing really. Do you feel like there's a lot to draw from?
You had there. God, I don't know, because I would say the families, but I feel like it was so rushed to introduce the mom and dads that you couldn't really even draw from that. So
Amira seems to be the only daughter of Eddie. Well, pardon me, of Akbar. I believe his name is Akbar.
Mr. Muhammad.
Yeah. So typical.
Right.
I'm sorry, but the only daughter, and she is a creative mind, and I guess she's I don't know.
They say she was
some kind of designer.
Some kind of design, huh?
Yeah, and so she's trying to make it and struggling to make it. That's all I got.
Why does everybody in movies have the same career?
I guess you can't be like, you can't work for FedEx.
I'm an interior designer. I'm an appetizer.
Yeah, and then he's in fine. Okay, so that's.
I work for T-Mobile. How about that? Where's the nigga T-Mobile movie? Hey man,
why not?
They tripping, man.
Regular people.
I ain't getting enough upgrades.
I think that's why we liked. People like me like Insecure, because they were actually working like regular
Lawrence
gigs.
was at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And then he got the movie.
Then he got So once they as far as the character analysis, I don't know much about Amira. Jonah, he played Ezra.
Right.
He was working in finance. I guess he was doing something he did not love. but found a way to.
We had more to pull from with Ezra.
Yeah, huh? So he found a way to like parlay. He was doing his podcast. So while he was doing his day job, he was also doing his podcast. Which, I didn't really like the intro on the podcast where they were just telling all those like bad jokes. I'm sorry. What do you think?
Yeah, the jokes,
These aren't jokes. We're not doing jokes. We're just talking.
No, we're just talking. Yeah. The jokes to start off the movie,
It didn't start the movie off good for me. So that was challenging, but at least we had a little bit of it. We kind of saw who he was. He was someone who didn't really dig his job, and
we had much more to work with than Jonah's with Jonah's character.
Yeah.
Than the other characters, which led me to believe Jonah's definitely the main character.
Right.
Co-starring Lauren London, who this film for Lauren London, like you mentioned, supposed to be thought it was a breakout role.
Yeah, it was a little more mainstream for her, I thought.
For her,
yeah. So maybe a lot of people were just introduced to her
through it.
Whereas we've known her for years, right, through different shows. So and then of course Akbar, whom I just happen to be a little partial because I just love Eddie. And he kind of can't do much wrong.
No.
With me, his presence is great. As far as the character, the character analysis is pretty basic, quite frankly, right?
As a matter of fact, I think with Eddie, I think that was a waste of Eddie Murphy for a role. I think anybody could have played that role. Especially how one way that character was. Anybody could have did that. One dimensional, and Eddie, it seemed like he made a conscious effort to be that way, that character. So that makes me think anybody could have played it. Eddie didn't bring any Eddie to it.
He was pretty much cool Eddie we know, that's chill, no free laughs Eddie.
Grandpa Eddie.
So it really didn't. Yeah. So I enjoy him. You might have a point that
anybody could have been. That was a waste of.
But I think they played on his cachet, because he's Eddie Murphy, and some people like me are gonna see it because it's Eddie Murphy. Let's see what Eddie does.
Well, you have to do that. So. And Kenya was telling a story about Eddie was saying during the filming, like, hey, if you can't do nothing with me with this in 2 months, if you can't do nothing with me filming this for 2 hours or 2 months, if you can't do nothing with that, then you don't need to be doing this.
Really?
Because because I'm gonna give you something.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't get the full breadth of what they could have got from him. I think he's bigger, and I mean we could have got some maybe real comedic moments from him, something that was actually funny.
But his role, that's why I said I think anybody could have did that role, because this is one of the only movies I've ever seen where Eddie Murphy is not the comedic relief.
Force, huh?
So you have all these comedic components around him, and he's delivering stuff in a way that could be interpreted as comedic, which is what he's supposed to do. But the comedic relief was actually from the characters all around him. That was interesting to see, because usually Eddie Murphy is the matter of fact, he's playing every single comedic role him damn self, like the Clumps and Norbit. That's if he's true. Not, but so that was interesting to see Eddie surrounded by comedic pieces rather than being the main comedic piece.
Sure. And then there was Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who played Shelley, Ezra's mom.
Yeah. She killed. I enjoyed her performance.
She did a great. She did a good. I will have to say I like her. Again, another one that I like. And she did a good job. And I guess she was not really suburban. Brentwood isn't really a suburb. She's just some LA woman who had some privilege, right? And in her privilege, she did not really get to deal with a lot of African Americans, and so the problem was that she put the African American woman in like this weird place where she couldn't relate to them like normal. She had to relate to her like the things that she sees on TV or whatever. Like she was a doll, like a spectacle, right? And she was trying. And she was trying to be, an ally?
Mm-hmm.
She really tried to be an ally, but she just missed on so many levels. And I think the issue was she just really wasn't comfortable, with dealing with...
Yeah, but it's like, why not, though? Like, people act like they never come across black people. Like,
yeah, because I think people a lot of times set up their world where they're dealing with so many people that are just like them.
Just like them, yeah.
And so now when you have to step out and you're dealing with people who aren't, you're kind of don't know how.
Don't know how.
And I'll give you this anecdote because I, lived in an area where there was like a lot of not black people. And I remember when Jaden started playing baseball, and the first sport he played would kind of put us into the community, and he was the only black child, right? Mm-hmm. And then people would, some of the parents would come over and be like, which one is yours? And I'm like, really? And then one lady said to me, I don't have to ask which one is yours. And it was like, I appreciate that.
More real.
Yeah, because it was real.
Yeah.
And now it seems weird, but it was real. Because let's get past this silliness here. We all know. We all know
that layer. Why because you don't have that layer with anybody else you talking to.
Yeah, so keep it real. I'm black, that kid is black. You can assume, it's reasonable to assume that. So I think that's what, as black people, we're looking for. Just stop with the airs and the pretense, and keep it real, and let's go from there. But when you have that that facade, whatever the thing is, it makes it seem like we're not connecting, and you're not really trying to connect. And I think that's the issue that Amira had with Shelly. Even though Shelly was trying, she was in her air quotes, right? She was trying. However, she was missing because she just wasn't being very genuine.
That's right.
And also, I did like David Duchovny as the father. I thought he was kind of funny with his exhibit comments. Yeah,
the exhibit obsession.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
So, he was singing John Legend.
Yeah. Why?
Because that's the funny part, because white people hold on to this certain stuff that they know from black culture. Like, I've ran into people where, I'm obviously black, and they're just like, they automatically just start talking about, like,
black stuff.
Kendrick Lamar or something. It's like the only, thing they know. Like, man, that Nas album, Illmatic. I'm just like, bruh,
we're regular.
Like, you don't have to do that.
You're right. We are regular people.
So they leave the kitchen and they come back and he's singing John Legend to Lauren London.
Is it apropos or that it's ordinary people? I mean, is it like kind of we're not, everybody's the same. Well, if you were ordinary people, you just relax.
Yeah, you just relax. Just chill.
Just chill. That's the whole thing.
Grill me.
Right.
Do
what you do.
Do what you do.
Do what you do. Okay, so I liked him. Nia Long as Fatima Muhammad.
Fatima, good.
I felt that, I feel
like we talk about Nia Long a lot on this podcast.
Yes. Wow, isn't that amazing? Like, this is our third Nia Long.
Might be more than that. You were the most relevant thing in Hollywood there.
For us.
As
far as the She Will podcast.
And it seems like every episode we're mentioning Nia.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, you 30 plus years in, and hey.
We are fanning out,
man. So
apparently.
More power to you, girl. But this role, I feel like Nia Long, she, I feel like her role could have, I wanted to see more, because how she played off of Eddie and how she played off of the pandering to them from the Jewish side. It was pretty funny, because she would stay straight and then she would be like, oh, really? Because you're like, okay, so she's normal, like she knows how to be neutral and stuff, but then it's a certain point where it's like, all right, now, because if you want to really go there. So she did a good job with that. Would have loved to see more scenes with her.
Yeah.
I feel like she didn't have a lot of scenes, which is fine, but I would like to see more, because I think she did a great job.
Yeah, she did. We didn't. There's no analysis. She was just, in my opinion, whatever Akbar was about, she was very supportive. Did you feel? I felt like that was her character. She's very much supportive of the former Woody, which is now Akbar. Whatever it is, she's gonna ride with him, and she's
gonna ride with it. But she wasn't embellished in it. She could also recognize the ridiculousness.
Did she?
Of some stuff.
Like what?
Like his koofies, I guess.
Oh.
Didn't she kind of make fun of it a little bit, or?
Well, she just said he had many more.
Many more, yeah. Like that ain't his. I know he's.
But that was important because
one.
it was given to him by the minister.
He ain't got many more. You know, like everyone. Like I felt like that was our saying. All of them were given to him by Minister Farrakhan. Let him tell.
That's his story. Okay, so you don't know if you believe that,
right?
Okay, so those are the characters. Again, as far as the analysis. There's not, in my opinion, there's not much depth to this. There's not much. We're just thrust into this situation, which I felt was a little bit unrealistic because I don't think showing that picture to say this girl really looks like her is enough to make me say, yeah, take me where I'm going, guide me where I'm going.
For the Uber?
Yeah, keep you in my car. You know,
it wouldn't have been.
But it's a movie.
I mean, especially looking like Jonah Hill, aka the
If it was Brad Pitt, I'd be like, show me the way.
Like, oh yeah.
Show me anywhere.
Sheila would have been like, I'm an Uber Plus. You ever heard of Uber Black man?
But, Jonah Hill, be like, if you don't get out of my car.
Right?
But get out.
Like Mike Epps said, the white Barry White.
Yeah. I'll get it. I'm not huge on Mike Epps, but in this particular film, man. I felt like he was a breath of fresh air.
But that's what he does. That's his niche. Like, being a scene stealer. Uh-huh. He does that better than starring or something. Come in but I know the pressure is not on you. You come in and do your thing. Be Mike Epps. Nothing for Mike Epps is written in the script. You
don't think so?
No. You bring in, Kenya has used him, like Kenya said, nobody auditioned, so that means all connection, all friends, do his film. I feel like Mike Epps calls people though, like, oh, I'm gonna slide through.
It's kind of like a feature in a rap song,
right? He's just in the studio, like, yo, I got something for this.
Okay.
Because Mike Epps does that in like so many films, and that's just what he is special at. He'll come in and do his little one-liner zingers.
Yeah.
And just take over the freaking scene, and you just want to see more of him.
When I've gone to see him do stand-up, I'm like, okay, no. So I guess when the pressure is off.
He's
great.
Yeah.
He's better in that than he is in the Upshaws and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So, yes to Mike Epps in this film. But getting into the deep dive, I don't want to do the whole you don't want to repeat what it's about. But let's just talk about why was this movie made? Why was this movie made, brother?
This movie was made because Kenya Barris is obsessed with interracial relationships. No? Oh, sorry.
Is he?
I don't know.
Whoops.
Blackish, mixed, I don't know.
Hey.
That's just like you said before, that's his wheelhouse. Yeah. He's gonna stick with it.
Okay, so he's gonna stick with it. Okay, so we made the film. We basically brought all these ideas and the prejudices that we all have about blacks and white people, and I guess it was a little bit predictable, but I guess it made us think. Come on, help me out. It made us think about how we feel and how we can approach these things.
How much do we need to think about that? This film did nothing but state the obvious. And it's obvious that there's two different cultures.
Right.
Racism exists in America. There's white people that try to be allies. Uh-huh. There's white people that try to be allies and fail. And there's white people that are allies. If a black person marry a white person, it takes some adjustments. But how many times do we need to be beat over the head with this, placing this magnifying glass upon, upon black people feeling a certain way by white people? Like, we know this goes on. It's like,
is it to move the conversation forward? Does this move the conversation forward? Does it move the pendulum at all as far as the relations, race relations? Or is it just for a laugh? Is it just to poke fun?
All this movie does is make white people feel good and make black people feel good. Like, all this movie does is make white people feel good, make black people feel good. It's a feel good movie.
Okay.
It ain't it don't spark no conversation in me.
Okay.
There's no intellectualism that just jumps out at me. It's just very cliche, predictable, fun. Right?
Okay.
Fun for white people, fun for the blacks.
So fun for blacks because we get to see him go to the Crip barbershop or whatever.
Right. Fun for us because look,
we get to see him play basketball and actually do well.
Yeah, we get to make fun of white people again.
Okay, but you can't really make fun of black people like that, right?
You can't.
It's not politically
But
correct.
you should. To me, that would be real. You know, like peeling that layer back, like you said. Kind of the lady asked you at the game. Said that. If you make a movie, say Jonah Hill's a co-writer on this movie, and and Kenya Barris is a co-writer, and you hitting white people, boom, 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 satire, boom, you know, making fun of them, putting the light on them, and you're not doing that to black people, then you're not being real.
I think that would be just some balance. It would be good.
Yeah, if anything, it was when Jonah Hill finally, you know, gave Eddie Murphy the business. Because yes, you know, you gotta, at some point it's just like, come on, dude. Ain't nobody even disrespecting you. Ain't nobody coming at you foul. Like, you doing all this. It's like, for what?
And I think maybe that's what he wanted all along. Like, you gotta man up. People are gonna punk you until you stand up for yourself.
That's
and
right.
So he treated him, he played him soft because he was being soft, you know. He was just trying to fit in. And when he showed who he was, like, again, if you're real, if you tell it like it is, then people will accept you more. But if you're like trying to like slide in wherever, then no one's going to accept you. I think that's what happened. Like, he was like trying not to offend, trying to work with everyone.
Right.
Okay, but once he actually came with it, he got what's his name, Akbar's respect. And then they were able to move forward, right?
That's right.
Which you should have done. I guess we wouldn't have had a movie if he had done that a long time ago.
Yeah, you can't write it like that.
Well, so I guess they have to go through the process.
Yep.
So that is the process. Is it kind of like, did you ever see that movie, what is it? Look Who's Coming to Dinner? Or Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Yeah. And this is kind of like, feels like kind of just like a remake of that.
A 2023
version of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner.
And what's changed?
Nothing's changed. And I think that's what Kenya Barris does and what he wants to explore. But with Kenya, I just feel like that's like, I mean, you could do more. There's other avenues to explore as a creator.
Yeah, it just because.
Why do the same old stuff? Who is that fun for?
Yeah.
Push the envelope. Use your money. You one of the only black writers that gets a budget. Okay? Seriously. You're one of 3 that can go to a studio, pitch, and get that bread. You, Will Packer. Tyler Perry does it on his own, so that don't count. You, Will Packer, and Malcolm Lee. The only 3 that can go to a studio and be like, I need that bread. For this, I'm going to just do what it do. You trust me? All right, give me that bread. Just for you to make Guess Who's Coming to Dinner again. And coming to America that black people hate. You know, and just to have all. Yes. So.
Coming to America too? They're coming to America? Oh my, okay.
He fucked Eddie over twice. I'm just.
Eddie,
don't answer his calls no more, dog.
You're better than that. You're better than that.
Time to bust a Chappelle on Kenya and say, I'm in Kenya, motherfucker.
I'm not
available.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm trying to work with the brother. I'm trying to give him the benefit, Kenya, but you know, we could do more. It was amusing. It was amusing.
Mainly
it
because
didn't make me laugh necessarily out loud.
Julia and Jonah
and this is interesting because I have a Jewish friend, and he reminds me, and I was like, is this racist?
No, that's how Jewish people are, like young Jewish guys who are not who are Americanized.
It's kind of cool.
They're cool, and they act like that, and they're funny, and they like sneakers usually.
So freaking cool, because I referenced him when I said my young friend, like 23, and he had these friends that travel. Okay, he's a Jewish fellow, and he used to make me laugh. We worked together. He made me laugh, and I was like, why does he act like Jonah? Is this a thing? Is this a thing?
Yep, they got it down. Yeah, I grew up with some Jewish kids like that too, man. Had a big old houses. You go to their house, be like, damn, I never felt more poor in my life.
Like Jewish people.
Right.
Clout in Hollywood. Stretch a little bit. Try something new, you know.
Kenya's not going to do that.
You know?
He goes,
maybe because he's working with the dichotomy of his relationship. You know, his own relationship.
He just squeeze all that out, huh? The interracial stuff. But I think he's one of those people that just writes. He just sits there and writes, and it's just like, I think he has a lot to do with his writing process, and usually it's the first thing that comes to his head. And if you don't take much input, all your stuff starts to look the same.
Yeah.
That's why Tyler Perry has that problem. But with Kenya Barris, I think that Kenya Barris is good at these, say maybe 18 minutes worth of material. Like Blackish is one of the greatest sitcoms in American history, and it was unique and relatable.
Yes.
Poignant.
Yeah. Poignant.
Poignant.
The G is silent.
Poignant.
It was so significant. I'll never forget when they came to the realization that they were the poorest of the rich people. I was like, that's some good stuff to me, because I could relate.
Yes.
To that.
So he squeezed that out with his wheelhouse. He squeezed it all out in Blackish. But, I guess Blackish, you only had to produce 18 minutes worth of material per story. So, but when Kenya's given a movie, that's 2 hours. You can't hide in a movie.
Is this okay? So is there anything more? I mean, is there anything else to dive into with this?
No. At the end of the day, I just want to say, when you're making a film, make sure the actors are ready to be in the film. I know you want to cast your friends and stuff and work with people who you adore, but they have to be ready. All right? Stop babying people.
Okay, I'm not going to touch that with the 10-foot pole. I'm not going to touch it. But that's what we think about.
If you're not going to ask the lead, the romantic interest to kiss, if you're going to baby them to the point where you don't have to kiss them at all, if you're going to make a film, a love story, make a love story. She's at work. He's at work. Oh, nobody auditioned. Yeah, that's what. There was no chemistry reads either. And we could tell. Okay, well,
there's no intimacy.
All you did was baby Lauren London because of Nipsey.
They're just friends. They seem friends. They're like us.
Yeah.
That's the level of chemistry.
But it's crazy. You say Taraji P. Henson and Michael Ealy, she'll say, that's like my brother. But when they star in a movie, they're doing, if they're a couple, they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
You feel the ups and the downs. Taraji P. Henson and Tyrese, they brothers, they friends.
Right.
But you feel the ups and downs. Because if you tell them a love story, we got to feel it. We got to feel when it's the love. And if there's a conflict, it's something to bring the love back together. We got to feel it down.
We felt the conflict. We saw it building just because they were looking kind of weird, but we didn't.
Yeah.
And maybe they had an argument, but the relationship didn't change because they really weren't connected.
Right. They weren't connected. It was just like they could do without each other. To me, like not do without each other, but it's just like they're not tripping.
Why they love each other so much?
Yeah, like.
So you got a point there. So that part, I mean, if we want to see more of a relationship. Like they said there was a relationship. They said they were in love, but it was not in the film. It didn't show like they were so in love.
And if I see one more person in the comments say they did kiss,
it was really
peck when they got married supposedly.
And they kind of
and then the camera went away.
Yeah.
Halfway into the peck, like. So when you guys say stuff, don't say stuff just to be saying stuff. Okay,
They could have shown the intimacy without just a kiss too. Just maybe like leaning in and being closer to each other and holding one another.
But you would have to be a good actor.
Okay, they didn't want. I understand what you're saying. I don't think you're trying to say that she wasn't ready to be doing that because she was going through her grief process, right? I get it.
And other reasons.
Okay. All right. Okay.
She wasn't ready to star in a film.
Okay. And Kenya didn't care.
Because nobody auditioned. I like Sam J. I saw her thing. I put her in the movie.
Well, I don't understand. She's the one who does the voiceovers for like the award shows, right?
I didn't know she was.
I did not get it. I looked her up because she was
She looked nervous every scene.
She looks unnecessary. Like, why her?
Because she's like, I'm gonna put her in the movie.
And maybe because we have to have the LGBTQ community representation in every film.
She was a representation.
I didn't find her useful.
Yeah. Be ready.
Okay.
Filmmakers. What happened to Steven Spielberg, Scorsese, and make sure people are ready? What happened to John Singleton on this cast making people do stupid exercises for a month before you even turn the camera on?
Did he do that?
Yes. Had them doing exercises in a garage. In character. Everywhere you go, you better be in character. What happened to that? So when you guys are wondering why, you don't like the film, you guys are wondering why your films aren't the same and stuff. Shit is too nice. Shit is too PG out here.
You got a point.
Because now, if you do the John Singleton boot camp, guess what? Somebody gonna sue your ass. He's too mean. Now you gotta hire your friend. Don't even make them audition.
I mean, just for instance, I love Titanic.
Yeah.
Which I felt I didn't see Kate Winslet, is that her name? And Leonardo that's Winslet, not Blanchett. Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio. She just looks so much older than him, like so much more mature than him. But eventually, like the love, the connection, the crying out, all those things.
But that comes.
I felt the chemistry.
So James Cameron wasn't gonna just be like, these two are going to be in it and they're going to do it. Whenever they're ready, however they want to do it. If she don't want to kiss, that's fine. We'll work around. No. Mm-hmm. James Cameron had Leonardo DiCaprio said, I don't read. Mm-hmm. He said, you going to read.
Yeah.
He said, okay, well, I guess you ain't going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between filmmakers then and now. I mean, it's no wonder why you see these films and y'all all in the comments like, this wasn't it.
Right. You are okay, brother. I'm on your train now, brother. I'm feeling what you're saying. You're saying they're not gonna feel you. They don't feel you, but I feel you on this. I'm gonna ride with you, brother. So basically, what you're saying is, now it all comes together because nobody read, because there was placement based on that's my boy, that's my girl, that's my this. I'm gonna put everybody together. Together does not necessarily mean that's a success. It's an all-star cast, but doesn't mean it's the cast.
That doesn't make for a successful film.
Right. It doesn't make for the unity.
Story.
So
right. Yeah. The story you're trying to tell.
Yeah. It's all these. It's disconnected.
When he said nobody auditioned, he said it on freaking like Jim. He said it on Sway. Mm-hmm. Interview said nobody auditioned. I was like. Right when I heard that, I'm like, he's just putting people in and just ain't gonna make them have no kind of chemistry, nothing. We just Kenya is taking y'all white folks' money.
We just like, Desmond, you got that. Tina, you got that. Raj, you got that. Right. Jay, you got that.
Right. That's what we would do, right?
Yeah, and like we don't know if they
don't
really
matter
fit
if you're ready or not.
Yeah.
Camera ready, don't matter.
No. Just we gonna film on this day.
Right.
I'll see you there.
Everybody gonna be there, and bring your, everybody bring up some positive words of affirmation to share with each other.
All right.
Shit. Yeah. Man, R.I.P. John Singleton.
Yes, R.I.P. John Singleton. All right.
And that's all I'm gonna say about that. What's the rating, Sheila?
I'm going to give it, okay, we're going to go 1 to 10 or we're going to do ABC?
We doing 1 to 10.
6.
6. 5.
Okay.
Rest in peace to John Singleton. We miss you, man.
Peace out, guys. But don't forget to follow us at the She Will Podcast on Instagram and Twitter.
TikTok too.
And TikTok too.
TikTok too.
All right. Peace out, people.